WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We're positively into the 4th of July around here. You'll be hearing all sorts of things on AM 1570. Hope you set your dial to us on the AM radio side, and of course, at Baltimore Positive. We're doing our Maryland Crab Cake Tour. We're going to be at Fadley's this week on Thursday morning down at the Old Lexington Market. All are brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. We'll be giving these away, the throwbacks, the 50th anniversary for the Maryland Lottery, as well as our friends at Win Donation, 866-90Nation. I've got the fun floppy hat. You buy two, you get two free anytime here during the month. And 4th of July means one thing. If you're watching that on the YouTube, you know I only wear my straight out of Dundalk shirt for certain occasions. It's sort of like, proms and things like that. I am a proud member of the Dundalk High Hall of Fame, and right down the road will be the Heritage Fair. I don't know how many years because they don't number them in that way for me, and I know that I've been to 40 of them. And I know our friends at Weis Markets have been big supporters, certainly with so many Weis Markets within walking distance of the Heritage Fair. We welcome in the manager of store number 84. It is my original Mars store, now a Weis. It literally would, when Mr. Contoyanis would tell us you got to jog today at Holabird Middle School, we would have to jog down around the back of where his store is. And it's so good to have you on. Bill Volz joins us now from my homeland of Dundalk, where you all need to get over this weekend and support the Heritage Fair, which is the longest going celebration in my community. Bill, what's going on? Wait, let me guess. Hot dogs, hamburgers, buns, everything's red, white, and blue in the bakery section, huh?
Absolutely. We got cupcakes, getting ready to sell a bunch of ice cream, sodas, ice. Yeah, you name it. We're ready for it.
I got friends over in Catonsville. I'll admit that this week because it's 4th of July. It's their big week. My wife and I were over at the Beaumont over in Catonsville about 2 weeks ago. They had the chairs out already for the parade. That's how they are. And I keep saying, y'all got Spirit and 4th of July on that. We got the Heritage Fair. I mean, we've had Joan Jett come in and play. We've had Dennis DeYoung come in and play. We've got great shows this weekend. Crack the Sky is going to be a part of this. For
Awesome.
your association with Dundalk and Mars Supermarkets and now Weis Supermarkets all these years later, explain to people that aren't from Dundalk what the fair is all about.
It's like the most patriotic place you could end up in the whole country. When it starts on Friday night, they have the opening ceremonies, and they have every patriotic song you could ever think of. They play there, the national anthem, God Bless America. They bring the armed forces walk across the stage. They have the chorus of the Chesapeake there. I mean, it's like middle of America, patriotic. You couldn't feel any more patriotic if you wanted to be.
Look, I'm from Dundalk. I could celebrate patriotism, but it's best done with real freedom, which means the beer garden, and it means music, and it means fried dough, and it means rides on Thursday night. They're doing all sorts of things here this year. But your involvement as a community supermarket, as a community gathering place, as a place where people go out and shop, I know how important this was to Weis. I've talked to lots of people about when they took over from Mars, and the Deanna family always entrenched with this particular event for all of my lifetime. And Mars went away. Weis comes in and says, hey, we're going to be a part of this too. This is a really big community endeavor for the supermarket, for all the Weises on the east side.
Absolutely. I mean, we take a lot of pride to be involved in the communities. Weis is basically a locally focused company. We actually, this is the first year we participated in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which walked through Dundalk, and we do things with the schools throughout the year. So definitely like to be involved with the community. It's a big part of what we do at Weis Markets.
Well, the most important thing I can do is give the scheduling and invite everybody over to Dundalk, and we'll talk a little bit about supermarkets and food and all that good stuff. But on Friday night, it's going to be the McCartney Experience, the ultimate tribute to Sir Paul. Saturday, now this is, I'm Dundalk. I'm rock and roll. I didn't come from the countryside of Dundalk, Bill. So this is a country night. Everybody in my family saw George Jones and Tammy Wynette at a Painter's Mill at some point. You can see the daughter of George Jones and Tammy Wynette, the love child, doing country music at 8 p.m. Dean Crawford, the Dunn's River Band. I know Dean. Dean's east side as well. We'll have Dean there at 4:30. And then there's a Dumb and Way stage with other bands as well. Lots of local bands, Jaded Love, Minority Report, Free Range Blue. But on Sunday night, Crack the Sky at 8 o'clock on the big stage. I will definitely be there for that. Ain't Misbehavin' playing at 4:30, 23-piece big band. Also got DJs and Gene Vincent And the Cadillac, has there ever been a Dundalk Heritage Fair? The Gene Vincent, the Cadillac Cruisers didn't play. They're going to be there on Sunday night as well. So big doings in the beer garden. My friend Kathleen Timpson has decided she's going to accompany me on Friday night down to Dundalk and doing big things. For you with Dundalk and I guess its place in the community and how many people live there, and my dad working at the Point, and
Mhm.
supermarkets, and your background at supermarkets as well. It's a pretty special community, and we get kicked around a lot. That's why I wear my Straight Outta Dundalk shirt. I saw the
Right.
rap song circulating out on TikTok last week as well. But Dundalk
Mhm.
gets a kick, and I don't like it, Bill. So I'm here to stand up for my homeland.
I fully agree with you, Nestor. I'm born and raised in Essex. My wife's from Dundalk. We married at Our Lady of Hope right down the street on Wise Avenue. So we're as Dundalk as you can come. And I've worked in there many years throughout my career. Definitely proud to be a part of the community down there. It's an old blue collar neighborhood, definitely, where my father-in-law worked at Western Electric. Everybody worked what Bethlehem Steel,
Well, our
GM was
neighbors
down
either
there.
worked at Bethlehem Steel, they worked at GM, or they worked at GE, right, or Western Electric. Excuse me.
Absolutely, that's where everybody was. I mean, it was a white collar neighborhood. I mean, everybody worked hard and just
You're
blue
Essex
collar.
guy married to a Dundalk girl, right? So that's an East Side. That's a Romeo and Juliet is what I'm thinking.
She was a Dundalk High graduate, 1983. So right around your wheelhouse.
I'm 85, so don't get me started on singing the Dundalk High alma mater because I'll do it right now. I do it on command because Mr. Miller taught me that back in the early 80s. Bill Volz is here. Mr. Miller taught me right up the street from your store. Your store is number 84. I don't want to get that confused. I mean, you said something that's rubs me wrong. Wise Avenue. That's the Patapsco side. That's not even the Dundalk side of Dundalk. But you mentioned Wise Avenue. Your store's not the Wise Avenue store, but you also have the Hollibird store. We got stores in Essex, Middle River, all over the place on that side of town. But you're right down the street from my high school. And I'm very proud of Dundalk High. I was proud of before they ripped it down and they rebuilt it as this new museum. Now, your store's right down the street. Have you been inside the new Dundalk High?
I have not. I've just driven by it. Yeah, definitely haven't been in it yet.
Unbelievable what that does to a community, though. Just from the drive-by, from the curb appeal of going up Delville, right where your store is, and seeing the new school and saying, "Hey, thanks for cooking here in Dundalk," right?
Yep, absolutely. Pretty fancy. Pretty fancy.
Well, we've gone to 2 football state championship games since we built the new high school. So I'm all about getting rid of the old jock lot right down where your place is, right up the street there from Harold's. Bill, for you with the 4th of July and specials and things going on this week with Wise, we're always rounding up at Weis Markets. I tell people about that all the time. I'm a candidate to do that. I was at Wise a couple hours ago during the rainstorm, picking up some fruits and some stuff for my wife. Your store's a little smaller, and I've been in I feel like I've been in 50 different Weis Markets over the course of my spokesmanship and working with you guys for now going on 4 years. Your store's one of the smaller ones. What's popular in Dundalk? What does your store have to have? Do you have to have like King syrup or East Side things? I know you guys do Squire's pizzas. You do Pizza John's pizzas. There's something about Weis when I'm in there. There's a local feeling neighborhood to neighborhood that you'll see things in a Perry Hall that you won't even see in a Dundalk.
Yeah, Polak Johnny's sausage with the works, that's a popular item. Manning's hominy is one of those old-fashioned things that people still look for. You hit it with the king syrup. That's a popular
And
item.
you know what? My
Uh,
wife's from New Hampshire. She had never had king syrup. And it turned into quite a fiasco because she didn't like it. And because it's so different, right? I mean,
right.
you've had king syrup.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's
very thick,
completely
very thick.
different than it's got a viscosity about it that I tell
Mhm.
people if you've never had it, try it. My wife didn't like it, but I love it. I grew up
Right.
on it.
Roma's sausage, Ostrowski's Polish sausage. I mean, you can't beat it. That's all part of the Dundalk tradition.
Bill, there has never been, and anyone in my family will confirm this because they're all a little younger than me. For the most part, all my older relatives are dead. There hasn't been a Christmas in my life, in my adulthood, where we have not had Ostrowski's kielbasa and sauerkraut. That's fact. So that I punch my Dundalk card honest to where am I straight at. You have to, in order to wear this shirt, you have to have Ostrowski's kielbasa and sauerkraut on Christmas, right?
Absolutely. You get horseradish. You got to have that to have tie in with it. That's a popular item.
Yeah, you know, when you manage a Dundalk Weis, you know what the people want. They want the Heritage Fair this weekend. Weis is a big sponsor. Big appreciation to them. I want to make sure I give them a shout out here this time of the year. And I want to give a shout out to Weis Markets for an item that I love that's elusive. I've been in your store and other stores. You guys do rubs on meats, and it's not out in the open. They're prepackaged, and a lot of times they'll be Cajun, teriyaki. The garlic pepper is what it's called. Garlic pepper chicken that you guys sell. I've never had it anywhere else. We moved out to the county last year. We didn't have a grill for like 18 years because we lived in a place without a deck in a building without the ability to grill. Once we discovered the garlic pepper chicken in the Weis, we've never gone back. But I have to hoard it. When I see it, I get it, because next week it might be Cajun, it might be a different spice. But the garlic pepper chicken at Weis is the best thing I've ever had on a grill, ever.
Yep, absolutely. Made me think of another thing. Old Bay, that's like as Dundalk as you can come. I mean, anything Old Bay is put it on chicken, put it on corn,
shrimp,
yeah, anything you can think of. It's
potato chips.
Gotta have it.
Bloody Marys. We'll do it on all that. It's a holiday weekend.
Cheese curls.
Bill Volz, the manager of Store 84. He's over on Olivert Avenue. I would call it my Weis because it's a Dundalk store and it's between my middle school and my high school. But my Weis is actually the one on Bel Air Road. It's closer to, but Harford Road as well. And of course, the one at what I call Utawood. They call it Towson Commons or something now. I'll always call it Utawood. But I love my Weis Markets. A couple things for you when we start getting these gold watermelons in the next couple of weeks. You need to save me one down in Dundalk, Bill, all right? Because I know that's like peach cake. It comes and it goes, and you have to grab it while you get it. But 4th of July in Dundalk, there's nothing quite like it. I hope to see you either Friday or Sunday. I don't know. I'm going Saturday with the country music. I'm a little wishy-washy on that, but they're playing rock and roll Friday, rock and roll on Sunday. I'll be down at the Heritage Fair as I am. If you see a guy in the beer garden with a straight out of Dundalk shirt and the long hair, that's probably me. And if you're down at Olivert Avenue at Weis Markets and you're looking for hot dogs, sausage, he's already made me hungry talking about that Roma sausage on my grill, and some rolls. Make sure you get some peppers and onions and slice those up, mix that in there too, and some beer brats as well. Really a pleasure to have you on the program. I love having all the Weis representatives on, but when it comes to Heritage Fair and this week, it's a special week in Dundalk. I know it's a special week in your store as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Get down there, get a tomahawk chop from Bill down at Dundalk. Put it on the grill. Enjoy yourself for the holidays. Weis Markets, a proud sponsor of all we do here. You always hear me talk about the Weis conversations we do. We're going to be taking those on the road all summer long for the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. And Bill, you're invited. I'm telling you right now before you go, August 3rd is my 30th or 25th anniversary here at WNST. So the 3rd of August, it's a Thursday and a Friday. We're going to be in Dundalk all day. I'm at Costas all day on the 3rd. I'm going to be at Drug City. Yes, the real Drug City. Might wear my straight out of Dundalk shirt and see if I can get Gina Shock to come by. We're going to be at Drug City the whole day on the 4th, celebrating 25 years of Radio Free Dundalk. My friend Leonard Raskin's putting that together. He's giving me, Bill, you're going to appreciate this because you've already dropped all the Old Bay and the East Side and all that stuff. This is not just a Raskin Global crab claw. This would work in the beer garden because it has a beer bottle opener right on the side of it. It's just a 2-for-1 item. I'll have this with me on August 3rd, as well as my fun floppy hat from Window Nation, our other sponsors, and our friends at the Maryland Lottery. Be giving these away at Fadley's on Thursday. The whole schedule is up at BaltimorePositive.com right now. We just signed up Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman's going to join us at the end of August down at Pappas in Glen Burnie. Also going to be at Coco's, eating the delicious Coco's crab cake in the city 3 weeks from now on July the 13th. So make sure you put all this down on your calendar, get on out, enjoy Maryland Crab Cake Tour with us, and a great summer of Orioles baseball, getting ready for Ravens as well, and Heritage Fair. It's going to be a wet weekend in Dundalk. I'm looking forward to it. I'm Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, and for 25 years, Radio Free Dundalk. Stay with us on Baltimore Positive.